In round 3, the Swiss. I'm still not too sure if it's always right to be playing first, but until I have more experience or see otherwise, I'm going to say yes to that. Wow. Some fun cards. We have an island for Embodiment of Spring. One other land gets us a Scene Bell Strike. More lands gets us our morphs. This is really greedy. If I keep it, I think I'm going to. Hee 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 hee. Well, I don't recommend this at home. But if we just end up drawing like a bunch of islands, we still have morph plays to be had. And this guy helps us like stay alive longer. And this isn't a super aggressive format. At least not in these Swiss queues, that's for sure. Alright, so we're understandably not necessarily top deck in, you know, our lands. My opponent's like, what? You just kept a one-lander? Yes, I did, friendo. Yes, I did. Can you take advantage of that, Mr. Jeskai Colors? I'm saying Mr. I don't know you're Mr. Redova. My evil opponent, a sinister person with a mustache hidden in eyes behind. I can't see the mustache. Where's your scary mustache? What you doing? What you doing? You're tapping the mana. Ooh, suspension field. Yes, please use your suspension field on my Embodiment of Spring. I am oh so more than happy for that to happen. We'll use a Scene Bell Strike if there's any threat that comes down that I care about. Toughness 3 or greater. Yeah, there's way better targets for that card. Good card. Why are you targeting my Embodiment of Spring? Do you have plans for some major aggression? Bloodfire Mentor. That's not aggressive. It's a good card, and the Bell Strike can take it, but I think in my interest of staying alive, I think I save the Singing Bell Strike. I think what I do is play the Ice Feather Aven. I don't get value, but I can't afford that right now. I just need to develop my board. So, there you go. We've got some other morph guys that can get our value plans online when we get there. Opponent has the full Jeskai Colors. We're going to start smashing in for 2. There's a morph. That might take the Singing Bell Strike, because it's at 5 right now, where things get kind of hunky, not dory for us. So I'm interested. Depends if we draw a land. Okay, so we drew a land. Which morph am I willing to block and lose with? I don't know. Let's start with attacking. I'm not blocking because of prowess, so might as well put some beats through. We'll have a 2/3, so it forces my opponent to morph. Maybe we'll just take the 2. Use a Singing Bell Strike later. I think the Mystic I care the least about. I like that both of these guys I can turn up for 3 versus this guy, because I'll get to draw a card and try to get out of this. Both are fairly... Actually, the Weaver is worse. Because it's certainly 1 less toughness, and this is actually harder or easy. The Hexproof I don't think even matters, so... I want to play my least good creature. Block the Swift or whatever. If my opponent plays a land and attacks the morph, I'm not blocking. Which just happened. And so my opponent wants to bash in for 2, go for it. If my opponent bashes with the Swift Claw, I'll make my opponent use a card to get rid of my morph. I'm okay with that. It also means my opponent is not flipping the morph right now. And there has to be 2 spells that do this, or like a pump or something. What is it? Oh yes, I should actually know that. I know the Efreet Weapon Master pretty well, and it's kind of an obvious in these colors pick right there. So that was a bummer. Not happy about that play on my part. I knew that, so my bad. At least it did block and trade, so, you know, that's okay. This first striker, though, has gots to go. I think we'll Singing Bell Strike now. My opponent can have a land and pay it all to like attack for 4, but I'm okay if that's what my opponent's doing with all the manas while I try to catch up on some landage. Because otherwise, yeah, I'm not doing anything with these other cards at the moment. The draw card and the discard card is going to be annoying eventually, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Again, we're just trying to stay alive. My opponent has a way superior board, but if we draw some lands, we get some good stuff. Also, this Become Immense can kind of just take a win from nowhere. Later part of the games, yes, Singing Bell Strike's not insane. At least that's not happening now, so my opponent's looking to dig for some more stuff. Can only play a 3-mana spell as it is. That's good, because every single turn I get a Passion for 2, if he stays alive, this Become Immense gets really nice. Ooh! I am going to try to Savage Punch that, because it's just too good. Yeah, I'm going to try to Savage Punch it, like, right now. Please work. Do you have something? Yes! Okay. We're hanging in there. That's a really good card, that Herald. Ouch. Opponent's going to dig for some more stuff. What else are you digging for, friend? Not loving your draw selection. Alright. Also a decent card. A little more manageable than the Fenza thing. Gosh! Come on, lands. Still going to attack for 2. Because we play a Morph guy, which can block on its own that kind of card. And the sooner we get my opponent down to 8, the sooner we can try to Become Immense and just get there. So again, which creature do I want dead? I think I just want my big beef dudes, because those are guys going to get me alive later. So for now... Plus again, being able to morph this at 3 allows me to draw that card. And try to get another land out at some point. We attack for 5 next turn too. Right, my opponent seems to be pretty content just rocking the card advantage instead of untapping, which I guess makes sense. Throwing the lands away means my opponent will never be able to do both. Still, drawing stuff is fine, but like this guy is so expensive that you're not really getting a whole lot. But if you have a lot of 2s and 3s, like we've seen, the Herald and the Bondkin, that can work. Alright, so we're at 4 mana. All it really gets me at the moment is a Morph dude down, which means I could be drawing a land in the 2 cards I draw next that get me the 5th mana. So I think I do just want to draw a card, attack for 5, puts my opponent down to 8, and then we might have this Become Immense next turn. Seems good. Yeah, we're just going to be like naturally casting the Pine Walker next turn, it would seem. Possibly going for the Become Immense win if my opponent has nothing. Or is tapped out or something like that. That could happen, alright. Finally a land. It's nice that both of them are lethal, so if my opponent removes one of them with some kind of spell... protection from blue. Yeah. That's a thing, alright. Nice interaction there. I mean, not for me, but just in general, paying attention to it. 5, 6 cents. We don't die. Just Sky. When you cast a non-creature spell, creature... Okay. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm just thinking if my opponent plays a non-creature spell, do I die? And I don't. I actually just want my opponent to tap out so I can Become Immense and steal the game. Do I go for an attack with Become Immense? There's the 2 counter spells. So one has you pay 1 more, but my opponent has Ferocious anyway, so this guy's at 5/4, so it just counters no matter what. That's the card I have in my sideboard. And then there's also just the counter target spell that costs 4 or more, and then that just counters it anyway. So it looks like my opponent has... oh no. Does this kill me? I think I have a couple of bit of life. Six, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 damage. The untap is cool, and you would think that would get you there, right? But I think Become Immense is going to get us there. I forgot about that guy. I'll attack with the Mystic. See what happens. Hold back this guy to chump if need be. 3, 4, 5. I have 3. Is there 2 mana? Anything I have? No. So just gonna go ahead and cast this out. Did we get there? Did it work? Yay, it worked. Become Immense, stealing games, as designed to do. Alright, so my opponent has gold removal spells. Herald, man, that guy's good. Looking to kind of hang out, do a little bit of the outlast stuff. I keep liking the Singing Bell Strike over my dorky 5s, so maybe that's how the main deck should have been. Does this guy matter? The Herald means my opponent can go kind of wide, and that sucks. That would be all 5/9 blocker is really nice against a lot of what my other stuff's doing. Yeah, this Whirlwind is just such a horrible card. I'm just gonna get rid of it. We're not aggressive enough for it to ever do anything. Even though there's some decent early stuff, like all my guys, it's like play 3 as a morph and try to flip up at 5. Really, I'm playing in the 5-drop slot, which is one reason why Singing Bell Strike is working so much better in the deck. Just having a slower downer. I don't think that was necessarily the greatest keep in the world, by the way, friends. Also, I'm not sure why my opponent went ahead and got rid of the Embodiment of Spring with a premium removal spell. Not complaining. Helped me out quite a bit. I think that's all I want to do. Those Awaken the Bears. I haven't wanted to bring them in. Not too sure that's right or not. Yeah, this is nice. Beautiful morph cards, a nice little bounce spell, mana to cast everything. Question is, where do we start? What's the sequencing? Turn 3 an Ice Feather Aven, turn 4 Hooded Hydra, turn 5 Flip It, keep Ice. I don't know. I think we're starting with the Hydra. It seems to be the one that is when you play your good morph card first, people tend to wait. I don't know, but my opponent was really excited to go ahead and get rid of my 1-drop. So, gosh, on a morph, maybe that's the first one my opponent goes for. Okay, so it's a 2/2 for 2. That's a thing. Could just play the Ice Feather Aven on turn 2, since I have a morph available. Could have been correct. But I'm not that aggressive. I think the tempo is going to be worth it. Keep our Force Away available. Not going to use it at the moment, but... Morph, okay. Yeah, I think I'll play the Ice Feather Aven and try to off-trade. My opponent won't have 5 mana that turn. New game plan. This will be turn 3. Turn 4 Hooded Hydra, and then 5 Flip is the game plan. This Monastery Flock, I'm very okay with it trading with what my opponent's morph is. We could see that +1/+1 counter spell. My opponent showed 2 of those, so that's definitely a possibility. Does my opponent want to make the trades? Would I want to trade my flock for the 2/2? I kind of do just want to kind of start taking damage, make trades, because I don't have a lot of creatures. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Just trade it away, no big deal. Whatever. I think we're gonna go for it with the Hydra here. Keep up our removal spell. Could be right to wait a turn to protect it with Force Away. Not 100% sure about that. I will not be blocking this turn. I hope there's no direct kill or removal or something. There isn't. My opponent didn't attack with the morph despite having 5 manas up. Definitely want that guy down. If I attack in, there could be a kill shot or something. I think we should try to get my opponent. I still get all the creatures though, right? So maybe I do want to be on the aggressive side? Nah, we're playing the wait game here. So we're gonna wait. Then next turn, Ice Feather Aven and like a Smoke Pillar. Alright, Mr. 5/2. Do I want to trade you and get a bunch of 1/1 5/1/1s? I think I do instead of if I don't want to take 5. Kind of interested in that. Ooh, Flying Prowess. How do I deal with you? Force Away? Huh. Roar of the Challenge. We'll be able to get my opponent at some point if I want to take 5 points of damage. Oh, my opponent doesn't trade in. Alright. Well, that's great for me. Because now, Roar the Challenge is going to take out the flyer. And I get to follow up with a Smoke Teller as well. Or just keep Force Away up. I'm not too sure yet. Just because my opponent's tapped out. Opponent's trying not to block with everything. That's not how that card works. But it's always worth a try, I'd say. Too bad I can't pump. I think we play the Ice Feather Aven. It still trades with this dude. And my opponent continues to be a little conservative like last time, fine. Maximum my mana. Not too sure if I'll make the block though now that I have some of my own pressure. I can just go ahead and bounce stuff with the Aven next turn. But this represents a block that my opponent may not want to make. Because right now, this guy can be blocking the Hooded Hydra. Go Mythic Rares. Your own morph, I see, I see. Nothing too scary at 3 for morph that I'm worried about. So I'm pretty sure this Aven's just going to flip, bounce the 5/2. We'll attack in with both. Force Away up to deal with the morph if something shenanigan-like happens. And a Master of the Hidden Way, no less. I hate having to do that extra click because I'm lazy. There's gotta be a more efficient way that happens. But I'm already like habituated into how I cast stuff. So there could be that protection spell. Which is one reason why I want to do this before attacks. If there's the +1/+1 and protection. Yeah, I want to use it. Alright. So we do get to attack in with a little bit of impunity. Force Away and Smoke Teller is really nice. Attack for a bunch. Starting to feel confident. Getting pretty far ahead with pretty good follow-ups. My opponent's taking 7 turn, I'm cool with that. We'll play our Smoke Teller and keep up Force Away, which is nice because we can even bring our dude back. Is it just leaves the battlefield or dies? It dies is when that happens. Got it. That'd be kind of cool. Force Away this, leaves the battlefield, get the creatures. But yeah, die makes a lot more sense. Alright, opponent's going to start digging. Which could help out. Get out of the bind my opponent's in. If I don't need to use Force Away, I'll go ahead and see what the morph is next turn. If it's the Jess Sky morph guy, that could block morph and with first strike kill the Hydra. Again, I get all the 1/1, so it's not horrible, thus mythic rare. But of course, if I can get away from that, I'll be okay. This could be the 5/2 now. It costs 4 to unmorph it though. Let's see what that one is. Oh my gosh. What's that new, like I have to now like click the mana that I'm paying into to make it happen. I don't know why that happens. It's like a new thing in the client that wasn't there before? Because I developed my way of tapping a while ago. Alright, so it's a 1/5 flyer. Don't care about that. Oh, hello, friend. Do I just play this for 7? 1, 2, 3, 4. So this could be a 1/5. This could be the 5/2. Oh wait. Let's try something, shall we? Alright, and it's that guy, which my opponent can't currently unmorph, so we're going to attack him with our 5/5 and our flyer. How much does this guy cost? 4 also, so yeah. Attack him with our dudes. And then we'll play the Mystic of the Hidden Away morphed and keep Force Away up. I just really like having Force Away available when I'm far ahead on this game. Ooh. Deals 2 damage to target creature. Killing my Aven! Well, it's a 1-for-1. Keeps my opponent alive a wee bit. Do I want this to trade with either of these guys? No, because eventually it can trade with this morph, which is an upgrade for me. So I don't, and it can just block and do nothing here. So play the Duder face down, keep up, Force Away. My poor Aven, I love my flyer. Opponent's just chilling. glad that these morphs are not super scary. And they both cost 4. Next turn, conceivably just paying... It's like we draw a land, I'll pay 3 to unmorph, pay 3 to morph, and still keep Force Away up. I was just playing a land. Alright. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. Oh, I keep doing that. Attack with the big boys. Only one of these guys can be turned face up. If it's this one, tries to trade, I Force Away. I don't really like that. Let's just attack for 3. I'm patient. I'm good at being patient. We'll have this guy next turn to do some attacks. Because next turn we can unmorph and keep Force Away up for our big ol' 6/7. The late hour is getting to me. My fatigue is definitely happening. Opponent could just be trying to, like, yeah, use the mana to start getting these guys pumped. I know what they are. So if my opponent wants to, like, do the strictly upgrade, do it. This might be my opponent actually wants a 2/2 instead of a 1/5. Don't know. A 1/5 flyer. So that is a debate if you want to even bother that. I assume a draw, then discard is about to happen, as it should. My opponent has a couple cards in hand. Oh, hello. Deals 4 damage to target opponent. That's interesting. You're just doing 4 to me. So what does that mean you have? That you're just burning your Jeskai Charm? Which could easily bounce one of my guys. Or gain you a bunch of life, or like do some combat to make like this better or something. Oh, I see. You're gonna try to go for the win here. Very nice. Untap all creatures you control. They gain Flame and Double Strike until end of turn. Go for it, bud. 5, 6, 7. Yeah, that was what my opponent was going for. This is flying, double strike. That's why we keep Force Away always available when I'm ahead. Definitely use that ability. I have to discard you. I probably shouldn't have done that ability. There's no reason to. Now we're at 10, but we get a pretty nice crack back here. Potentially lethal if my opponent doesn't block this morph or this Hooded Hydra. Well, not lethal anymore, but now I have a bunch of other dudes. Pretty lethal. Is there another way to do 10? My opponent only has that one card in hand? Yeah, we're attacking with everything. And we're definitely turning this guy over. Good attempt, not gonna lie. The Jeskai Charm and Flying Crane technique. Very powerful rare, very powerful charm. Totally makes sense now why the form went to my face. I'm just glad Force Away did its job. Oh, my opponent does get to stay alive a turn. By doing this. Boink. Happy to get the draw out. I don't think there's anything my opponent can draw. Even if it's another Flying Crane technique. Yeah, my opponent didn't have it. Alright, cool. 2-1 in the Swiss draft with all the new cards. Kind of what seems to be the theme happening today. How both the drafts went. I think it seems about right for my skill level. When it comes to Swiss, and just in general playing, I'm kind of someone who needs to learn a lot from watching like real pros and good stuff go down. But no matter what, I hope this was somewhat enjoyable. Always love watching drafts myself when the new set comes out, just to get the cards kind of figured out. I'm finding in the first 2 drafts I've done, my strategy has been very much kind of lean towards 2 colors and kind of splash the third. I don't think back to the draft that I did a very good job with selecting the third color and prioritizing fixing. So the next thing I really want to figure out in this draft is when to be picking the dual lands up and how often. I think the triple dual lands are really high picks. They're going to go in 2, different clans. They're going to be pretty easy to play, and they're just so versatile. So that's kind of where my thoughts are right now. No matter what, though, super, super excited for the set. As evidenced by me willing to, go ahead and do another draft this late at night in the pre-release super bad value queues. So, thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Comment on manabluff.com. I promise to respond to those. And I do pretty well on YouTube as well. Comment, subscribe, and like. Or find me on Twitter to say hey and chat it up. __RJH___ on the Twittering little world. So, yeah. Once again, thanks. Bye-bye.